All right, welcome back. We're here with Dr. Joe Adams, and I tell you, he does more than just chiropractic work. Let's talk a little bit about what your specialty is, and then maybe an example, real life example as to what that looks like in healing a person.
Okay, yeah. So, I got my residency at this integrated facility, and I learned how to kind of do it, right? So you learn how to take care of people and do it hands-on. And then when I got out, I was like, wait a minute, I want to kind of go back and learn the why. So like the didactic, the educational portion. Mm-hmm. So I went back and got a master's degree in applied clinical neuroscience. And so that's how, I understand how to do balance rehab, how to do ocular rehab, how to do a lot of cutting-edge neurologic therapies. And the best probably example of this, the one that really kind of changed my life and led me down this path, was I was at the brain center, and we had about an 18-year-old young man who had a stroke in his truck with, he was down in Galveston. He had just got off the beach with his best friends surfing, got in the truck, he's all alone, has a stroke, and then ever since then his eyes beat. I believe it was to the left. So they're always beating to the left, and because of that, he's cortically blind. Yeah. And so he can't see his parents, he's in a wheelchair, quality of life is very poor. And so I, as an intern, was, on his case, and I was thinking, man, we have this chair that spins 360 degrees. You can put people in it, strap them in like a helicopter, like a 5-point harness. And I'm like, wait a minute, if we spin him to the left, at a high speed, and if we get the speed just right, we may be able to use the vestibular system to cancel out the beating of the eyes to the left. And if we do that, maybe he can see his family. And so we did it. I think on the third try, we got it just right. And he all of a sudden looks at his mom, and he says hi, and he's like, "Mom, I can see you." And the entire family just starts bawling. And it was just a life-changing experience for me. And obviously he didn't keep his vision, but that was just my insight into what we could do with just our hearts, our minds, and our hands, and relatively simple technology. I remember driving to work the next morning, and I'm crying, because I'm wow, I get to do this for a living. How lucky am I that I get to do this? And so that's just one example, one of the better ones of some of the stuff we can do with patients.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
That's amazing. Thank you.
So
thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your partner, Dr. Jordan.
Yeah, so I met Dr. Jordan, my wife, in chiropractic college. Day one orientation. We've went through school together. We've had kids together. Opened this business together. I could not do anything without her. She is my VP, my right hand, and she is a specialist in her own right because she works with newborns, infants, and then also sees a lot of mothers who are in pre or postpartum. And so that's really her big specialty. And so I kind of take people who are suffering and give them potential again, and then she helps start kids out the right way from the beginning.
And can you explain a little bit, how would you know that a chiropractic care would be good for an infant?
That's a very good question. So one of the specialties that she has is she works with a lot of dentists. And so a lot of children are born with issues with breastfeeding. And so, And so if there's a challenge with breastfeeding, it's a really good idea to come and see Dr. Jordan because she can help evaluate if there is an issue with alignment of the jaw, whether it's tethered oil or oral tissues. And she can, refer to a dentist who's trained to revise those tissues and then do the cranial, facial, and body work that's needed to help with the breastfeeding challenges.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have to go to break. You know what? I hate to. Let me tell you something. We can be talking about this all day because this
really could.
Really, Dr. Adams, this is so fascinating. This is so fascinating.
Well,
we'll need to do a part 3 or 2 or 4.
Sure. Well, what's so great, though, is that he's in Mansfield.
He is.
Right?
He is.
So you can find...
collaboration, chiropractic,
right.
But we need to give Dr. Adams a great round of applause. This is outstanding. God bless you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
All right, we're going to break.